Ramble.
Thank you to Native Deodorant and MeUndies for sponsoring today's episode.
Welcome to another episode of the TryPod, America's favorite sitcom. That's actually not a sitcom. It's an unscripted podcast, live to tape. It's live to tape, and you got all your buds again. We got Ned.
Oh, hello there.
We got Zach.
Every time you do that voice, it puts me in a terrible mood immediately.
Wait, Ned's voice or my voice?
My voice?
Oh, okay, thank God.
It's like, I'd say 1 in every 4 podcasts, you start with, oh, hi, and I go, oh, God.
Well, Keith said it's America's favorite sitcom, so that's
I did.
my sitcom wacky next door neighbor voice.
It is a clown I want to run away from. I feel like I'm in a...
I didn't know that this bugged you, Zach. What an
It's
exciting
awful.
day for me.
Genuinely the worst thing that
Another
you do.
way
I love
to get under one of my friend's skin. It's
I love every
usually
character
more
that
fun
Ned
if it's
does.
Eugene.
Like, why don't
Miles,
you
it
do?
looks
Can't you
like-
do your old British man, Ned? You do a great British man.
Oh, you mean this man? This
No,
man
you're
right
Cockney.
here? Oh, right. That's gentleman. Is not Cockney. He's gentleman.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Gentleman.
Yeah, it's a gentleman. Miles, you look like you're in some sort of department store living room setup that you've broken into, because that's not what your house looks like.
Yeah, so we have a new office. So we had a roommate move out, and we decided to turn it into a cute little office. So,
If you're watching on YouTube, Miles, your office looks beautiful.
Thank
It
you
is.
very much, Ned. We've worked very hard on making it cute.
Very exciting detail from Miles's home. The carpet that you see behind him is actually from Maggie's old bedroom.
That's true. I forgot that this was yours.
I can't-
It's a hand-me-down.
All right, it's growing on me.
Got him.
I went to Miles's holiday party. I must have told this, but we're hanging out in the living room, and I'm a little toasty, and I'm staring at this carpet. And I'm like, I know you. Where are you from in my life? And then I realized I fell in love with my girlfriend with that carpet.
Oh, wow. This is
Wow.
like...
Now, Miles,
that's
that,
deep.
yeah, that carpet in the fibers is my love.
Oh my God,
I don't
Miles.
know. I don't know if I like
rid of
that.
it.
I gotta get rid of this
You're
carpet. Yeah.
Something.
Jeez. Yikes. Gross.
Well, let's not bury the lead anymore, guys. I got some exciting news.
Woo! Go on
It's
there.
very thrilling. Ariel is pregnant.
Yeah.
We officially announced it on Sunday. It's Instagram official, YouTube official, TikTok official, and now TryPod official.
Damn. The last to get it.
Yeah. You can say this already got it.
That's true. That's
scooped
true.
us.
More the reason that we have beef with them, but I'm very, very happy to be having a second child. It was kind of a rocky journey to get here. We didn't really tell people for a while. She's actually 22 weeks pregnant. We didn't really want to tell people for a while because she had a miscarriage in February. I told you guys this a little bit, but it was really, really tough for us because it was the type of miscarriage that is it's so early that it's almost like a very, very late period. It's called a chemical pregnancy. It's just the baby doesn't attach. And but what can happen is you can get a positive pregnancy test still. So you see a positive pregnancy test, and all of a sudden you reframe your entire life around the having a baby, and you get all excited, and then a week later, all of that is just gone.
Yeah.
So it's still devastating. It's obviously very different from a midterm or a late term miscarriage, which is a whole different level of horrible. But that we were very, very tentative, very sensitive around when we found out the second time, because we were like, oh, okay, well, is this even real? I don't even know.
Right.
I don't know what is reality anymore. If you can just have something ripped out from under you.
I'm sure it's a real emotional trauma of thinking that you have something, and then all of a sudden this life-shifting event takes it from you. You can
think
sit with
so.
us had a great conversation about it this week. If you haven't gone and listened to their episode, I was surprised to learn, not something that we as men are taught, that miscarriages are extremely common for women trying to become pregnant. And so this is something that a lot of people go through, but no one talks about. So I really appreciate Ariel sharing her experience on it and you sharing yours as well.
I think as men, it's really not something that we talk about that much or that connected to. But there's a real process of grief. You feel the connection to the life that is and is going to be, and then you feel the loss of it disappearing. Now we are feeling that again, and we're very excited, and it's everything has been going well so far. But it can be, a miscarriage, it can happen so quickly, and you can have a real mental trauma from it. But that's why we waited so long. 20 weeks, 22 weeks. It's things are looking good. We got the all critical 20-week ultrasound, which is the 10 fingers, 10 toes ultrasound. Oh yeah, where they literally go through with the ultrasound camera and will look at like every single part of the fetus's body.
So what does Wes think? Does he? I'm sure that he like knows, but like, when do you think he knows?
I don't think he really has any idea what's going on. We've tried to tell it to him, and he's very sweet, but I don't know that he understands. I think like he knows something is going on, and I'm sure the bigger Ariel gets, he'll be like, baby. And we told him in our YouTube video, and he was very sweet. He was like rubbing her belly gently, and he's like putting things in his shirt to make his belly bigger and saying that he has a baby.
That's adorable.
And he does seem very sweet about being a big brother. He's excited. He says, I want to be, it's like, do you want to be a big brother? And he's like, I want to be a good big brother.
I thought you were going to say he's going on me like, I want to be a father.
I also want to be a father.
There is a weird fascination that babies have with slightly smaller babies.
Yeah.
Craziest thing.
Yeah. He has a pretend doll that he'll play baby with, and he'll like feed the baby. Sometimes he'll just like put pretend lettuce onto the baby's face as a way of feeding the baby.
Smash food into the doll.
Here's delicious. Baby, you like carrots? No, baby does not like whole carrots smashed in the
So Ned made this adorable announcement video where he surprised Wes with the announcement as a proxy for the audience, and so he gave Wes the pregnancy test, and I was like in my bones hoping that Wes took the pregnancy test, looked at the positive, looked at the camera and said, "What the fuck is this? I'm a baby."
That's basically what his
like,
his
ooh, a magic
was.
wand.
He thought it was like a toy that could turn on. He said on.
Yes.
But like I think there's something there where like he knows something. But we're also, you may not have noticed this, but fans watching on YouTube may have seen that the TryPod recording room that I was in was a home office at one point, and then it became full of things. And then there was some wallpaper on the wall of stars and planets. Why are you wallpapering your home office?
Because
like
you're
stars
dope and you love the stars.
Also true. Definitely also true. But we were secretly starting to transform the office into a nursery. Or, Wes's room. And then the nursery will stay the same. I know. A lot of this is sneaky. I have had to be very sneaky.
That means, you know what? I'm realizing this. So we've known for a little bit.
Right.
We've been lying.
Sure.
But when you told us...
You personally, Zach Kornfeld, have been lying.
Yeah. I've been lying, yes.
You sure have.
But that means you have been lying to us for even longer because you've been renovating that room for so long, even before you told us. Oh my God. I just realized the extent, the depth of your ruse.
Well, we started the renovation when we were trying to get pregnant. We knew that we needed more space.
Yeah.
Because of our intention to have a second child.
Yeah, I didn't feel lied to because I was like, well, of course they're going to have another child. And of course, Wes is getting bigger and the baby room is the size for a baby. Its room is not big enough. He needs a man's room.
He needs a man's
He's about to move into a room twice the size.
big boy bed.
Yeah.
Oh.
So now we've painted that room and we've put some of his toys in there and we say, hey, Wes, this is your new room. And he says, no room! And like runs in there and plays. And at some point we'll do like a transition where we'll build a big boy bed.
Race car? Spaceship?
No, it's like gonna look cute like design magazine, but I mean, I think we can do some special modifications.
What about a Model
Make
T bed?
Ooh.
So it's classic, has
It's antique.
browns,
Yes.
and blacks.
Does Elon Musk make a bed? I feel like he's got a little baby.
Oh yes,
Cyber
Tesla
bed.
bed.
Cyber
Tesla
cyber.
bed. It charges all of your devices through the sun.
Did any of us get those stupid, awesome beds as a kid? Like, we all wanted a race car
never,
bed or
no.
a something. No?
You'd be the most likely, Zach, I would assume.
For some reason, I think you were a child with crazy toys.
Yeah.
I had bean bags in my room.
That's deluxe. Yeah.
I had a soccer ball and a basketball. I didn't play either sport, but I think it was my parents' way of being like, maybe if we just surround him with athletic things, it'll rub off. It didn't.
Until I was the biggest child of my family, I didn't get anything that someone else hadn't owned. My bed was like I had one of those really old fashioned trundle beds where you have a bed, twin bed, and
those
there's
are
like
cool.
another twin bed that squats
yeah.
down and goes under it.
Just
So-
great sleepovers.
That's what I had. I think until I moved.
But wait, were you just the trundle?
Yeah, I slept in the 3 inches of space between the two beds.
They wheeled
No,
you
it's
underneath.
I eventually did bring them both out and had like a queen king bed at some point, but it was it wasn't actually comfortable and it took up so much space in my room. So eventually I went just back to the twin bed.
Apparently, one thing you want to do is you want to let the toddler feel like his new room is like his, right? You don't want to switch him right when the baby comes because then he'll be like, hey, I'm kicked out of my room because of this child.
right.
You want to kind of frame it to him like this is like your new exciting thing, and the baby's gonna take your old room
getting
and it's
your
gonna be
old
totally
shitty room.
different, and we're gonna
So we should let Wes paint the walls and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Really put his
Yeah.
mark on it.
Yeah.
That's actually a great video. I let my child decorate his own room. Pretty good.
That is pretty good. That's pretty good. One of his favorite toys is a power drill.
That's awesome. That's dope.
I saw him drilling your garden the other day online.
Yeah. I
cute.
call it aerating the ground, but
Yeah.
really, he's slowly destroying the drill.
I walked by your house the other day, and Wes was just on the roof cleaning the gutters. I feel like he's a hard worker over there. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Also, you didn't say hi.
Sorry.
Just
Yeah.
kinda walked by.
I was in a rush. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. You were in a rush and you were walking.
I'm excited for one day for Wes. I mean, that's, Wes's new room to say those magical words parents love to hear. Dad, get out of my room.
Oh, wow.
know?
Wow.
I know. I can't wait. It's sort of already happened. He'll slam the door on me sometimes. Also, a new phrase that will do is scream from across the house, "Dada, come here!" I'm like pooping or something.
I'm excited for you to return the favor in the future where Wes is going to be on a Zoom with his friends and then you just get to come in and go up to his mic and go, ba ba boo ba bee ba bo. Oh yeah, how do you like it, Wes? Yeah, it's not so fun, huh? When you're doing your work with your friends, huh? Ba ba bee ba ba.
Roasted. I roasted my 2-year-old son. He is pretty easy to imitate.
Wes, a big brother. Who knew, man?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we all knew. We all saw this coming, but it's still very exciting. So what does the rest of this journey look like? The weeks to come, what are the milestones of Ariel's pregnancy that we can look forward to?
Well, Ariel talked about this a little bit on the podcast, but we got some not so great news. Not about the baby. Baby's totally healthy, but about some of the ways that her body is processing the pregnancy, and that her cervix is a little shorter right now, and if it gets much shorter, there's a risk that the baby could come early. It's possible this is connected to the reason Wes came about a month early, but it could also be unrelated. But what that means is she's taking some medications, and she's on a low activity regimen, which is very frustrating for her because she's got all these renovation projects happening.
High energy.
It's like the peak of all of things that she's looked forward to in terms of her projects, and now she just has to not lift anything. Can't even lift Wes up. So it's been really frustrating for her. And it's only about a week since we found that out. That is a true statement. That's you're now back up to following this in real time. That's right. But if it gets worse, she might have to go on bed rest.
When do you want the baby to come? And we'll make sure to put the baby shower 4 days before that, because that's right. I think that's how we make sure it happens. I think it was the thrill of seeing me as a giant baby, and she was like, "I gotta have a baby in my life now.
I need more Keith baby."
Yeah,
Keith is already wearing his diaper in prepreparation. Actually,
yeah, I'd stand up, but I don't want to ruin the surprise for later.
If we make it to November 1st, we'll be in great shape.
I am excited to be the ring baby again. I know. This is how it all will work for everybody's
We'll
baby
just
shower from
repeat
here on out.
everything.
It'll be a Zoom
We'll
ring
do
baby,
another.
unfortunately.
I'll recreate her X number hours of labor again.
I love MeUndies. They are a sponsor on this podcast. They've changed my life. Okay, first of all, they cute, but more importantly, they are the softest, most pleasant underwear that has ever graced my body.
MeUndies is serious about softness. No, it's so serious, they scoured the world for the softest fabric known to man.
It all starts with sustainably sourced beechwood trees that magically turn from pulp to yarn to undies.
Undies that kind of feel like heaven on your skin. For comfort from the outside, literally to in. And MeUndies has a great offer for our listeners. So for any first-time purchasers, you get 15% off and free shipping. This is a no-brainer, especially because they have a 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Keep your undie drawer stocked with the MeUndies membership, a subscription that sends you new pairs right to your door, plus get site-wide savings and exclusive sales. I'm part of this MeUndies membership. I'm getting new underwear every month, and it is so exciting.
So to get 15% off your first order, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/tryguys. That's MeUndies.com/tryguys.
So, Ned, that means you're on double daddy duty right now. I mean, you're going to be a double daddy when you have a second child.
Right.
But right now,
yeah.
your Ariel can't do the physical activity, so you are...
I'm a double daddy right now. Yeah, I'm double the daddy, twice daddy.
Is
two
it
for
just
daddy.
like all games all the time?
A lot of power drilling, actually. I don't know, what have we been, we've been walking around the neighborhood. Wes has started getting better at wearing his mask, go on adventures. Seriously, he has been helping me. I'll set up the drill to drill something, and then he'll, not with a drill bit, with a, screwdriver bit. And then he'll press the button and get all excited when we build something. We're doing a lot of house projects. I just refinished my deck.
Ooh.
Well, please do not talk about your dick in front of...
Whoa. No.
Beautiful.
DECK. It's a beautiful red deck.
I've sat on Ned's deck.
God.
It was
Yeah.
good.
Look, I'm a huge fan of Ned's deck.
Moisture wicks off my deck.
There's a hole in Ned's deck that Wes likes to put rocks in.
I spent a whole morning cleaning my deck.
It is cool, too, because we brought the whole tri-fam over, and all of us fit on Ned's deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can just
That's
hang out. We have
right.
great times.
Yeah.
It's,
And the rocks stay in there. I can't wait to get my rocks out.
honestly, no joke beats yours, Keith. That was the best one.
Yeah, There's such an image there.
There's just like little imperfection in their deck where like the wood is short, but Wes will take rocks from their little driveway area and he'll just drop them in. And some of them are like too big. You're like, oh, too big. I mean,
If we open it up, there'll just be a little pile of rocks down there.
Yeah.
you know, I didn't sleep well last night. I had a really hard time sleeping. Becky did too. We're not really sure why, but she ended up like moving to the living room to sleep, and I was like, also trying to sleep, and it made me think that with your new baby, you're going back into no sleep cycle.
Oh,
But
I know.
How does it change when there's like a toddler who also might still disrupt your sleep cycle or have his sleep cycle disrupted?
That's the thing I'm most worried about is that when, the new baby will have times where they're having difficulty sleeping, but, that if it wakes me up, it's going to wake Wes up, and then he's sleeping pretty good these days.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm certainly worried about. We are renovating our garage.
White noise machine.
Well, he prefers the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star soundtrack, which doesn't quite block noise as well. And I'm trying to figure out how to either cajole him or just lay it down like, sorry, the rules are white noise machine at night.
Ned, this is your chance. You know how to manipulate media. Start making a track with the Twinkle Twinkle song with 1% white noise and slowly fill it up.
Slowly build it up. That's smart. I do know how to manipulate media, but I don't know how to hack into the physical white noise machine. It's not exactly an MP3 player. So one thing is, since we're renovating the garage, that will have a separate like room and bathroom and kitchen. So we're thinking that we might have the new baby sleep out there and then take turns. So that way the other person, the person who's sleeping in the main house, will get high quality sleep. And the person that's on shift, on duty, is just
I can't wait till you start calling your. I can't wait till you start calling your ADU just hell. Like hell.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We were also planning on having it be a sweet like movie area, and putting in like cool speakers. But yeah, you can't have the baby sleeping there and be watching movies there.
Yeah.
The quitter's attitude right there. Not.
And it'll also be where I have my desk. Ooh, I did like a built-in desk in this little corner nook. Oh, it looks so cool, you guys. It's not as cool as my deck. I'm going over to hell. It could mean the office.
Do you have any daddy hacks for things you learned around the first time with the sleep schedule that you're going to master this time?
See, that's the thing. I think that as humans, when you don't get a lot of sleep, you don't remember things. So I think that nature has actually hacked our bodies. The greatest daddy hack of all is that I don't really remember much of what that was like.
Isn't that a thing for the women giving birth too? Is they actually do forget half of the labor because like
otherwise they wouldn't do it again.
your body doesn't want you to remember that because
I was so sleep deprived that I don't remember anything. Wow. I remember some things. But yeah, I think that is a thing with labor, Keith. Yeah, I think a big daddy hack that I remember was once we figured out that we could each do 6 hours of like 6 hours on and 6 hours off. Like if you get 6 hours of sleep and you kind of know that you can relax because your partner's handling the newborn at that time, that's much better than 3 90-minute bursts of sleep.
Yeah. Do you ever see those things where like husbands will like do ohms into their wife's pregnant stomach, and then when the child is born and they hold the child when he's fussy, they do the same ohm, and it like is a subliminal like calmer, and it's basically you just do like tones at different like frequencies, and then the baby is used to hearing these tones, and when it's an infant and it's fussy, like those tones can like calm it down.
Yeah, I wonder if it could be anything I wanted. Like I could just say into Ariel's belly, "Whoa, hey there!"
Yeah, you know.
And then when the baby comes, I say he's crying, like Zach's crying right now. Not just say, "Whoa, hey there! Whoa, hey there!"
Or just
"Whoa, hey there!"
Pump a Try Guys playlist into Ariel's tummy so that you can always just play Try Guys videos.
Wow.
Yeah.
Instead of the white noise
That's
machine.
true. Yeah, that's true.
Get us some nice ad revenue. We need that.
That's his.
I'm gonna play LMFAO for my baby. Every day my baby's shuffling.
Yeah, they say that the baby can hear the daddy's voice and, mommy's voice, of course.
Wow. It's my hope that, whatever gender the child is, that you can...
Whatever you're about to say, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to like it. You have a tone of voice where you're going to pretend to be my kid again or something. Okay, what?
Adding another
another
sibling to the, we got me and Wes, and then I'm saying that whatever gender the child, you can kind of do like a sibling backflip account. Like you have sort of like Wes and then the new kid, and once they get a little older, they can kind of do backflips on TikTok or, whatever the new social media is.
Oh, right. You're saying like I now have the makings of a mini Paul family.
Yes, exactly. Right. Yeah.
That's true. They will all probably be blonde.
Well, Ned, you have done a great job raising Wes so far. You obviously, Miles, you did a great job raising him into a beautiful young man. So we're really excited to follow this journey and see what you do with baby Fulmer number 3. So excited.
I'm gonna get a tattoo that says baby Fulmer and surprise
baby Fulmer tramp stamp.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
I like a terrible idea, but I'm also kind of down.
We remind you guys that the Miles Nation merch is on sale at tryguys.com.
That's right. Get the merch. Get the baby Fulmer merch.
An update is 500 of you out there have bought Miles Nation shirts.
Woo!
There's only 500 left.
Yeah, baby.
Please do not prove me wrong.
Yeah, I mean, rep the baby Fulmer Nation. Get your Miles Nation shirt.
Oh my goodness. If you got a baby Fulmer tattoo.
You mentioned TikTok. We maybe, depending on what day it is, are living in the final weeks of TikTok. It's been a
TikTok free world.
A wild roller coaster of classic Trump bullshit. Where what is it on Saturday?
I did think twice before I hit upload on TikTok. I was like, "Is this even worth it?
Is it just gonna go away?"
Like I made this beautiful using old videos and media from like the 10 years of our relationship, just sort of like. It like flashes through key milestones and tells this beautiful story of like meeting Ariel 10 years ago to now having a second baby. And I was like, this is great. This is great for TikTok. And then, but will it even exist?
Yeah. You got to surf your last wave, brah.
Yeah, that's true, brah.
You don't know if another wave's coming, but you gotta take this last wave.
I'll just drop in on the last wave.
Hell yeah.
Keep on going. Just like, have you ever dreamed of an infinite wave?
I assume everyone knows what's going on with TikTok, but if you're listening in the future, or perhaps you just missed it, what is happening in this week is that on Friday, Trump said that he was gonna ban TikTok as soon as tomorrow. That did not happen. TikTok said, we're never leaving, we're staying forever. Then Microsoft said that they were gonna buy TikTok. Then Trump said, you're not allowed to buy TikTok. And then he said, yes, you are allowed to buy TikTok, but I want a cut of that pie. Who the fuck knows what's
Which
going
is crazy.
on?
That's so crazy.
I saw that and I literally snorted out loud. I was like, okay. Oh, wait. No,
Did you see
serious.
in the press briefing with it, someone was like, hey, that's unprecedented. And he said, did you say impressive? And she said, no, I said unprecedented. He's like, I like the sound of impressive more. Ha 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 ha. I'm like, no, you crazy.
You're crazy.
It's the most autocratic thing I've ever heard of, where, I'm going to ban this thing for no reason. And then, hey, because I graciously allowed it to not be banned, please give me a cut of it.
Well, I'm hoping that this is the final straw, and now even the billionaires will turn on Trump. Because if this works, there's no way those billionaires are allowing any of their money to go away. They're too horrible. And so, they're not going to let this go. You can't take their money. They're the most precious about their money. They pay so much money to not be taxed. That's their whole thing.
That's true.
So if you're going to do a 1% sales tax on basically an acquisition, that's crazy.
That's crazy. It's so weird.
It's been an interesting conversation to watch with TikTok this week, because there are some genuine concerns about like data privacy, right? But then I think that has been warped into this xenophobia of like, oh, we're okay with data mining from let's just be clear.
Yeah.
If you exist in the modern world, your data is owned end over end. I mean, they know, the big they have everything about you. Google has everything. Facebook has everything. Microsoft, like, you are a trail of data. And this idea that if a Chinese company does it, it is now evil, but the rest is okay. It's just a weird, there's something bizarre about that to me.
I don't know. I think people don't know how monitored they are, and every time they sort of catch wind of it, they get really, really upset, but only for like a month, and then they realize that they don't get any of their toys without their privacy being taken away. I mean, how much do I love having my Amazon Alexa and my Google Home? I have both in different rooms, and probably the rooms we spend the most time in. And you know what I like? I'd be like, hey girl, play this song, and then they play the song. And now I got music, and I know it's listening all the time because it listened when I said hey girl, and now I know that it knows whatever I was talking about before I said hey girl, in theory.
Right.
I feel like if Microsoft can pull this off, it would really put them on the map, I mean, apparently the only other social media app that Microsoft owns is my boy LinkedIn, which,
whoa,
I'm not as active as I could be, but I mean,
I'm always surprised by anyone who uses that as an actual social media. Like when they make posts, I'm like, what are you doing? This is only for resumes. This is not for...
Only for jobs and connections and all that.
It's only when you're on the hunt for a job, too. Like as soon as everyone gets a job, everyone's LinkedIn is just dead for like 2 years. Like, oh, that person's looking for a job again because they just changed their profile picture.
They updated everything and put very detailed things about what they accomplished at their current
Maybe
job.
we can have a LinkedIn TikTok integration where instead of posting your resume, you do a dance video where you're pointing to your accomplishments to the beat.
Can you post a sexy pic on LinkedIn? Is that fine, or is that against terms of service?
I think it's just against community guidelines.
Yeah, frowned upon.
Well,
maybe.
what about
Frowned
for sexy work? What about the sexy jobs out there?
You ever think about that? Bill Gates?
I don't know.
Your pick
there's
is
more
your
and more
resume.
complicated sexy jobs every day.
That's true.
I've given no thought to who owns LinkedIn. I've heard great things about LinkedIn. Some people swear by it. They say it's got the best organic reach of any platform, whatever. I have a job now, and so I never want to try and get one ever again. And I resent it. I resent the idea of LinkedIn. They force you on their mailing list just to unsubscribe from your mailing list. Like, I never opted into LinkedIn. Someone else opted me.
Well, that was the terms of service you agreed to.
I didn't.
When your friend signed up, he agreed to your personal security.
Yeah.
Every so often I get messages on LinkedIn and I'm like, what? No, what? This one?
Yeah.
This channel? This is how you wanted to message me?
My favorite thing on LinkedIn is seeing like the connections of connections. I think that's a very cool it comes to LinkedIn podcast, but that is actually a cool feature when you're trying to like network to someone and you have a goal like target, but you can't quite get there.
Like
Obviously a cold email is not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you can 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon it, where 6 degrees of 7 bacon.
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. 6 degrees of
I'm
bacon.
7
And-
bacon. Where you like ask a friend like, hey, can you introduce me to this person? Oh, and then you ask the other person, can you introduce me to this person? And then all of a sudden Michelle Obama's on your podcast.
Anyway, big thanks to LinkedIn and Kevin Bacon for sponsoring today's episode. You will get emails whether you ask for it or not. I believe in having clean options. I support companies who innovate products that break the norm and help clean up my daily routine, and that is why I love Native.
Native deodorant, it doesn't just block odor better, it's made better. Native has ingredients you've heard of, like coconut oil, shea butter, and tapioca starch. It's also vegan and never tested on animals.
There are a lot of people out there like me who most deodorants make you break out in rashes. That's because there are things like aluminum in it. This is aluminum free. It doesn't mean that you're sacrificing on odor protection. You're just giving better quality products to your body.
And they've got a ton of different scents, including some rotating seasonals. It's got something for everyone. Their most popular scent is coconut and vanilla, which I personally love. They also have lavender and rose, cucumber and mint, citrus and herbal.
I'm a citrus and herbal boy myself. A little zing, a little zest. Keith Habersberger, big sweat boy, big native boy. And if it can keep that man smelling sweet, you know it's doing something right.
Native is risk-free to try. Every product comes with free shipping within the United States, plus free 30-day returns and exchanges. So see why so many people love Native and check out their over 14,000 5-star reviews.
Do what we did and switch to Native today by going to nativedeo.com/tryguys or use promo code TRYGUYS at checkout to get 20% off your first order. That's nativedeo.com/tryguys or use promo code TRYGUYS at checkout for 20% off your first order. Get smelling good, fam! You know, I skip one podcast, and it feels like there are 8,000 things new that are happening. The mail-in voting fiasco is ramped the fuck up. Now we have unmarked police vans with people being kidnapped in the streets. The world is wildin'. I took a few days off last week for my birthday, and it was
Happy
a
birthday!
Thank you.
Talk
Also,
about news.
I did listen to this podcast. Not a single shout out to my birthday. For shame, for shame,
Out
for
of
shame.
respect.
Out of respect for the
There you
family.
go. It's
Away.
the big 3-0. That's for you.
That's for
It's
you.
my news.
Just like I would never announce Ned having a baby, I would never announce our baby
Exactly.
turning 30.
Actually, I didn't know that you went on a birthday trip until you came back.
You just thought I was
just
like,
went
peace.
on a trip.
You know, actually, I got a bone to pick with my friends. In addition to them not wishing me happy birthday on our podcast, they, for some reason, this happens very frequently. Everyone took my birthday weekend as an opportunity to go on their own vacations. So I had this whole weekend. I went away Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but the weekend was open. That's my party weekend. Ned was away camping in the woods.
I was not. I came
You-
back on Friday. You
and then hung
assumed
out
that
with
I
your parent-in-laws. Keith was like, oh, Zach's birthday. I'm going to go to Palm Springs. Everybody was, you know what? No, on my birthday, you all need to be at my beckoning call. You need to sit and wait and serve me. And if I don't throw a party, then you sit in your home and you say, I'm here for Zach if he needs me. That's
You're
how
saying, you're saying all this, and I'm trying to go along with the bit, but Keith and I, despite having in-laws in town and going to Palm Springs, both came to your birthday party.
Not only that, I was gonna stay in Palm Springs until Monday, and you said you were having your birthday party on Sunday, so I came back. I ended my vacation to celebrate your park birthday.
Jokes aside, those are some good friends right there.
Yeah, right?
We did, I did like the attempt at a socially distanced
cute.
birthday where we went to the park and I felt like a jerk because I reserved this giant area, but it was so that I could have friends come and sit, however many feet apart and just all look at each other and wave. But it was very peaceful.
I thought the most fascinating thing was, if you guys have played the game Secret Hitler, if you haven't, it's like one of those games where you're trying to lie and ruin your friendships with your friends and just try and pretend that you're somebody you're not. But, whatever. It's a fun genre of games. Anyways, we played this game that's all about deceit and manipulation, all wearing masks sitting 6 feet away from each other.
Yeah.
It was so hard to pick up on anything.
Ned
All
had
of the bad
sunglasses
guys.
and a cap and a mask.
Yeah.
Ned looked like Tom
impossible.
Cruise going to get a bagel, just super undercover.
Yeah, it was fun, but it was a nice, I think what I have learned from the quarantine is to appreciate any kind of, social gathering you can have. Like, instead of lamenting that it can't be a rager party, you appreciate that you got to do anything, that you got to see any face you haven't seen in a long time,
Just seeing
even if it's
friends was
obscured.
so wonderful.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah.
I'm curious if you guys saw what was going on, the combo in the music industry this week, but it timed up well with my 30th birthday because, I'm like an introspective, softy little man where any marker, I really love reflecting. And so I reflected on the past decade.
Jabujo?
Oh, I bujo hard, man. I got my little journal. Actually, Maggie and I took a bike ride down to the beach and I just wrote in one column everything I accomplished in my 20s, and then the things I want to accomplish in my 30s. And there are the obvious things from the last couple of years, but even just like, this is the decade where I became financially independent. This is the decade where I took a risk and moved across the country. I think it's really nice to just think about how much you've changed in a 10-year span. It's kind of wild. Like 10 years ago, I was in college. I was a totally different person. But okay, looping this conversation to the more current event combo, it made me reflect on what I want to do and the creative work I want to put out into the world. I kind of just find it unavoidable to reflect that way. And even though it's, me 29 and 364 days versus me now instantly 30, I'm the same person. I, for whatever reason, had this jolt of urgency of like, oh, I'm 30 now. Now is the time I need to start focusing on like my creative zenith. Like, what is the work that I want to put out into the world? But I've delayed this long enough. The conversation around the music industry was this idea that it was centered around Spotify, but that musicians can no longer only release work every 3 to 4 years, that to be relevant in today's climate, you have to constantly be releasing. And so many musicians were saying that's
the daily vlogger of music.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it is, this argument.
Music doing that.
Yeah, and so a lot of musicians were coming out and saying, well, this is a terrible ecosystem that you guys are building. You are discouraging great work because great artistic work actually requires time and introspection, and if you're just churning stuff out, well, then you are creating a toxic atmosphere for musicians and artists. And so, as someone who is in the rat race of digital content, it certainly made me reflect back on what I do, and I think a gripe with what I do. There's a lot of positive to be said for making work very quickly, but I also lament that I don't have the opportunity to disappear for 4 months or 6 months or 2 years and come out of the cave with this one sterling piece of work. So that's a really long way to say I'm curious your guys' thoughts on that and how you think that those two can coexist in the digital age. Because it's something I really pine for.
I think to me, it's like, and I think all of digital media is kind of changing in this way where like, if you think about the 90s and the early 2000s, like the money that was in television or the money that was in movies, you could make one movie and be good for the rest of your life. Like there was so much more money in it, but now we're approaching an ecosystem that is more creator based where everyone will make less money, but more people will be able to make a living.
I mean, the promise of digital is the decentralization of content, right? It's that, yes, anyone can do it. Anyone can make it big. There's no gatekeepers, right? That is a tremendous thing. But what we've fallen into is the reality of digital, which is the algorithm game. And it's not just what is rising to the top. It's what's rising to the top daily and having to stay afloat. And I really pine for... Yeah, it's what's trending. Yeah. I really wish that there were a way to have the beauty of what makes digital great without your success being wholly dependent on constantly feeding that beast. And granted, I know that the only reason I'm sitting here and have people listening to me is because I was very good at feeding that beast and playing that game, and we were on the forefront of unlocking that. But my deep fantasy as a 30-year-old is to run away, is to like delete my accounts for 8 months. And I know that I won't ever do that, but I'm trying to figure out how do I have my cake and eat it too.
I had a lot of similar thoughts in Mammoth on my mountain retreat, even though I'm now all of 30-3.
In which you were reflecting on my birthday, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I was.
And all the things you've done.
No, but I guess I realized that perhaps something that I need is more of a challenge that I think, and maybe this is related to quarantine, that you kind of feel like you're doing the same thing, every day. And I think I'm very good at what I do. But I want something that feels like a challenge that then causes me to strive and to be like driven to achieve even greater heights. Yeah, I think it's one interesting thing is like so much of the wrapper or the outer like the format, length, all of that is very dependent on what platform it gets published on, right? You know, something on TikTok, it's best if it's like this, like 15 seconds with a payoff at the end. Something on Snapchat or Facebook is best if it's like 5 to 7 minutes, like keeps people's attention through like snaps, or like starts really quickly to compete in the ecosystem. Like something like Netflix, it's best if it is like the cliffhangers are at the end of the episode rather than each episode coming to a full conclusion.
Yeah, but I kind of like the constraints of platforms. I think force you to be creative in new ways. Like I've decided like, oh, maybe I should make like minute-long food adventure content. I've seen some stuff like that on TikTok. I really like it as a viewer. So I'm like, I have the tools to make that as well. I would like to make that. And I made one this last weekend, and getting it to be a minute and getting it to have enough like food porny shots and all this stuff like made me think I had to rethink, so that the second one I shot, which I haven't put up yet, like I changed how I shot it to make sure I had enough to make it be a minute long, even though like a minute long I had to be shorter. I still had to think differently of how I had to produce the shots I was getting. And I also think for us, or for me, it's important every so often to completely make something by myself, even if it's not the most amazing piece of content in the world. Just if I can shoot and edit and upload something completely alone in a day or over the course of a week or over the course of a month, it makes me feel like I'm still creating something that is true to myself and may not be about the algorithm, but I enjoy making it, and it makes me feel creative.
I think that's totally great and right on. I want to clarify too that every platform is great. Like there's no like, hey, a book is better than a TikTok or whatever. Like, I mean, maybe it is, but it's like whatever art form you do, as long as you do it to its fullest and you feel fulfilled, I don't look down on any platform. I just think that for me, one, it's like what I personally love, but I also find this habit where, you know, unleashing a couple tweets in a day or a TikTok, but really a tweet will do it. I feel the serotonin rush of, I've made art. Like it operates in my brain the same way. And then I like refresh and I see my retweets and I go, ooh, look at me go. I've made something. And then of course that tweet fucking disappears. And I've actually not really contributed anything to the world. I've just tricked my brain into feeling accomplishment. Whereas if I could finally figure out how to shut my fucking phone and take that the 2 hours that I spend scrolling through Twitter scattered across the day, which I even though I put my limits on my phone, I hit it, man, every fucking day. What else could I be doing with that time and not having these, fake dopamine hits?
The study of the same thing, which is even just talking about an idea of something you want to make satisfies it as if you made it. So if you have a really good creative, just talking about it. So like, if you have a great idea, try to even limit yourself telling other people about it, because the more you tell people about it is actually research that the less likely you'll follow through with it because you feel like you did it already.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
That's very interesting, and it makes you think like most of making awesome stuff, it sucks.
Yeah.
Most of it's not making cool things is hard work that isn't necessarily glamorous or sexy, and sometimes doesn't really. It especially like books. Oh my God, it was so hard to write our book.
Maybe that's why we love Twitter, right? It's no work, but you still have a thing at the end.
Yeah, I love that Keith was talking about platform limitations, because I also do see it as opportunities. I think it's this idea that, in this day and age, having the distribution in mind for whatever project you like set out to do is a really interesting connection. And maybe there should be something that can be like platform independent. Maybe that's Patreon, but even so, there's certain things that work better on Patreon. And you can find them at patreon.com/tryguys to support
to that point, at a lot of the
endeavors.
A lot of the great art in the world of history did not have buyers. Like the only reason we have water lilies is because Monet's family was wildly wealthy. And so they're just like, yeah, dude, just fucking paint in the backyard for years and years and years. He painted the same thing forever. That is all he just kept doing the water lilies over and over and over again. And now you go to MoMA and you see it and you weep. And that is like the worst financial decision ever, right? It's like, hey, you're just going to siphon your wealthy family's money and paint one thing for a decade. But that's art that lasts. So it's commerce always fucks it up, you know. Oh my God. Okay. I just wanted to see if I was right. He painted water lilies 250 times over the last 30 years of his life.
Man.
Wow.
That is, can you imagine if I was like, hey guys, I'm going to do this one TikTok dance for the next 30 years until I really, really, really fucking get it right.
I would hope that 100 years from now, people would call it perfection. I hope that they would weep, but maybe not for the reason you're thinking.
They weep at you being like...
What do you imagine? Keith eats everything at Taco Bell, number 86. And it's just...
it's perfect. It's perfect.
The same exact video with slightly different jokes and more sadness.
I actually kind of love that. You know, there are podcasts where people will watch one movie over and over, like... there's one, I think, about Grown Ups, the Adam Sandler movie, where these guys will just watch it they've watched it probably, 50 times more by now, and they notice a new thing every time. I think that your descent into madness, Keith, having to eat only that menu, wow, I would watch the fuck out of that. Yeah, you would.
You might die.
Yeah. You would die.
It is a daunting thought that we are no longer in the ascent of our careers, but in the zenith of our careers, which means these words I'm telling you right now are some of my greatest work. Some of the most amazing things I will have been known to say, and the Weve award-winning TryPod will be a footnote in my eventual epitaph. But if that bums you out, you might need some advice. And who better to give it to you than someone who is not in his zenith, but nay, in his ascent. For surely he is not great at giving advice. He has much less life experience than we do. But someday, perhaps, if you keep listening, he will ascend. And that is advice that'll go for miles, with Miles. Bonsignore!
It's advice that'll go for miles. Tune it to your radio station. It's advice that'll go for miles. Everyone get ready. Miles Station.
Oh, he's flossing the YouTube.
Kind of flossing.
Miles Station. Go!
Oh, wow.
It's advice that'll go
You know
for
in Finding
miles.
Nemo, where she's like, one of my tentacles is shorter than the other, but you can't tell when I go like this.
What's up, Miles Nation? How y'all doing tonight?
Yeah, Miles.
Yeah, pretty good.
Have y'all ever wanted to be salty in your house?
Oh, no.
Epsom's bath.
Home workouts?
Am I guessing? Did I get it? Did I win? Do I win a prize?
Yeah, he's already done that. So it's better. Yeah.
Have y'all ever wanted to be so zen that your dingle is the size of a cucumber?
Now I don't know if it's bath salts anymore, but maybe.
Sweat, wet, got me going like a turbojet. Oh, baby, I want to take a run.
Oh, my God.
Take a short run.
Oh my god.
A short run?
Take a short. Take a
In your house? You want to be salty in your
my
house? You take a
God.
short run?
Take a short little run. Get yourself stanky. But do it every single day. Y'all don't need to be running long distances. Y'all need to be running a single mile every day.
Long distance for some people.
So
That's good
exactly,
advice,
it's big.
Miles.
It's big. I'm not talking about runnersworld.com type of shiz. I'm talking about doing a 60-second stank fest once an afternoon.
Just sprinting for 60 seconds.
Running a 60-second mile. That's amazing. Miles.
Couple hundred meters.
Sometimes I'll do
unbelievable.
sometimes I'll do what I call blackout running, where I run so fast that I just all the blood rushes to my legs and I pass out. But what you're going to want to do is go for a quick stanky. Now, I am blessed in that my sweet and lovely girlfriend found a treadmill for cheap online. And so we got a treadmill, and it's absolutely a blast because I can blow off a quick mile and be sweaty and indignant and comfortable in a matter of 10 minutes.
I gotta say, you've really increased the amount of stuff in your life in the last summer. You know, you got a pool in your backyard, you got a treadmill in your house.
Damn right.
Now you have a whole other room.
Now
You got
a
an
home
office.
It's because I was surfing on coolstufftobuy.com.
That can't be a website.
No, don't.
It's not a, but
We
this
have
isn't
real
promo.
sponsors on
No,
this show.
this isn't a sponsorship. I googled cool stuff to buy, and it was a website that came up.
Guys, coolstufftobuy.com is for sale. We could get it for $4,000.
That's too expensive. Way too expensive.
I don't know. What if coolstufftobuy.com redirects to the landing page for the
Cool Stuff to
Miles
Buy
Nation
just got a
t-shirts?
free ad to like 250,000 people. So
Yeah.
I'd say that's a good investment.
We
kind of
have to buy it now.
But in quarantine,
Coolstufftobuy.com.
in quarantine,
much.
I've just been kind of trying to feel something. So I'll put my credit card up there and just let it rip.
I'm very tempted to become the owner of the domain coolstufftobuy.com.
I'm impressed that I'm surprised it's not more expensive. When I was trying to find the domain for my tea company, which my whole name was just dependent on finding a website, there were so many options that were like, $20,000 for some things. It's
Whoa,
wild.
that's crazy.
The markups on websites are crazy.
But yeah, get yourself a sweet little run. I've been running just a little bit every day, and it makes me feel better. Turns out exercise is not just for losers.
You know, I started running after
Good advice.
never having run in my life, and I fucked up my knee. So, you know, tread carefully.
Oh no.
Yeah, we
I
wouldn't
definitely
recommend
over-
60-second blackout running.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe,
I would say
Start slow.
work your way up. And if you're 33 and you've never run in your life, maybe start with walking.
Yep.
But if you're 26 and looking for a quick fix, sprint.
You're 26 and in the prime of your life.
Yeah.
Just go 60 seconds all out. Endorphin rush. Equivalent
Damn right.
to a lean tweet.
Yeah, I don't know that I like this advice.
You know, we learned about some, exciting things. We got Ned's new baby on the way, people's career ambitions and limitations, and of course, how to hurt yourself if you're old from Miles. And, make sure you check out tryguys.com for your Miles Nation merch, as well as our other merch as well. There's lots of cool stuff out there for you to get. Look, my cat's here all of a sudden.
We talked about making art. Well, that is on Patreon, our community of Triceratops that support us there. They do allow us to take creative risks and to make things that we otherwise wouldn't be able to make. So check it out and support us at patreon.com/tryguys. Maybe we'll have enough supporters. If we have 50,000 supporters, we'll make a movie.
That's true. I'd say 50,000 Patreon members would allow us to do anything we wanted without any whim of what the platform wants.
Yeah, just whatever.
Yep. And it'll only be available for all 50,000 of you. And you shall weep. And, we'd really recommend you not check out our companion podcast, You Can Sit With Us. It's still a bit of a sore subject. They're more popular than we are.
Yeah, they are. They're
So
crushing.
they don't need your help.
If anything, I
Maybe,
might.
are they advertising our podcast
No,
on theirs? Miles?
I think I'm
No,
gonna get.
it's a one-way
Maybe
network.
they should be-
This is.
Yeah, I record and edit their podcast, so maybe I can ask him. I mean, no guarantees, but I can ask them if they want to kind of promote.
Can we pay them?
Yeah,
There's
you
like
can
a-
maybe we
probably
can
pay.
pay them.
Yeah, I can ask them. They're pretty nice.
Or
Wait,
just
Miles, you
slip
know
in.
them?
yeah, I know them. They're pretty nice, so I'll ask. No guarantees, but it would be a huge favor for them to do to you. But yeah, I could ask.
What are
them.
they? Are they like cool in person?
Very sweet in person. Yeah, just even sweeter than you'd expect. Yeah,
Wow.
I know. Yeah,
But like one of them's kind of like a jerk though. secretly,
no,
right? Like,
no, that's you.
No.
That's actually you. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Okay. Yeah. That's the show.
Yeah,
That's the show.
that's the
Well,
show.
thanks for listening again. And obviously, we spoke on this very lightly, but there's always bad shit going on in the world. And recently, there's other countries are always having a hard time too. We have some links in the deck of places you can support. We all know that there was an explosion in Beirut. A lot of people were affected. A lot of injuries. There are a lot of deaths, but even a huge amount of people injured from it. So they need some financial support. So if you've got some ability to donate, there's some links down below, as well as the ever-pressing Black Lives Movement, which needs your support. There's a lot of things that need support. So, find something you're passionate about helping and help it.
Yes, support the people that need you. Also, the post office needs your help. Go buy some stamps. Gee, my goodness, if we don't have a post office, then this election is fucked. And our institutions are so fragile. We're just slipping ever closer to autocracy, and it's the life that you think that you have. It's fragile. It could slip away at any moment. Don't let authoritarianism take over. Keith, hit us with the official TryPod theme song.
Well, it's been a crazy week as I got a little older. Ned's having a baby. Miles got a treadmill. Keith hasn't had many changes yet in a while. And we all miss Eugene. It's a TryPod.
Until next time, stay beautiful.
And once again, Miles, congratulations on your upcoming baby brother. Very excited for you.
Oh, so excited.
Oh boy!